How we doing, bro? Episode 3 of the diet principles and priorities for muscle gain and fat loss. In other words, body recomposition. In other words, you want to get jacked? Let's watch this video together. So, here we are, episode number 3. We're talking about meal timing. First thing to know about our meal timings is that it's not that important. Meal timing effect size is only 10%. And as we know from episode 1 about calories and episode 2 about macronutrients, those two things have a much greater effect size. So 10% ain't niche. It's fuck all really. 10% will separate the pros from the Olympians. So when we talk about 10%, yeah, it's nothing, but 10% is the cutting edge that will take one person from being professional to that next level Olympian. But let's be real, none of us are going to be Olympians. Sorry to shatter anyone's dreams, but I don't want to be negative, but you're on here watching a video because you want to get jacked. Probably not because you want to go to the Olympics. So don't worry about meal timing too much. As long as you hit your calories and your macros every day, you will see tremendous results. Now, here are 4 simple recommendations for meal timing. The first is 4 to 8 meals a day. The definition of a meal is just a single sitting of nutrient intake. So if you eat half a sandwich at 1 o'clock and the other half at 1:30, that's 2 separate meals. I know it's a bit weird, that's just how it works. Don't ask me why, I have no clue, but that's just how it works. So 4 to 8 meals a day, 4 to 8 meals a day is good to prevent hunger, to allow enough nutrients in the body and in the blood, and to fuel our training and recovery. If we were to eat all our calories in just 2 meals a day, let's say you're trying to bulk on 4,000 calories and you eat 2,000 in the morning, 2,000 by night, there's all those hours in midday when you're probably either active or in the gym or doing X, Y, and Z that your body isn't getting nutrients. And something like that on a fat loss phase, in a fat loss diet, is really, really bad. Because what happens when there's not enough constant nutrients coming in during the day is your body won't get the amino acids it needs to function, so it'll start absorbing amino acids from your muscle tissue. In other words, you're gonna start losing muscle tissue if you've not spaced out your meals evenly on a fat loss diet. Now on a muscle gain diet, it's not that important because at the end of the day, we're gonna be in a calorie surplus, but it will still benefit us to have 4 to 8 meals spaced up about 3 to 6 hours apart, as I've written here in point number 2. Why? For the simple reason I just said, it allows blood to absorb each meal's nutrients adequately. A simple rule I like to have, and this is just for me personally, and it's work, so I'm gonna advocate it, is 4 meals a day, each meal with 25% of your total calories for that day and 25% of your total protein for that day. So for me, I'm on 4,000 calories, so each meal is 1,000 calories with at least 50 grams of protein, and that covers me for more or less everything and every benefit I can get from good meal timing. Remember, at the end of the day, calories and macronutrients make up an 80% effect size, so those are the big guns. 10% for meal timing isn't that important. So I'm gonna constantly stress this during the video. Don't overthink everything you're gonna learn in this video, and don't let it impact you in a negative way, especially the fourth point, which we'll get onto in a sec. Before that, let me talk about point number 3. Well, I kind of already mentioned it. Quarter protein per meal, evenly spaced. If you eat 25% of your protein in every single meal and you have 4 meals like I recommend, you'll do flipping fantastic. Now, here's the thing. There's a common misconception that the body can only absorb X amount of protein per meal. So if you eat 100 grams of protein in one sitting, your body's only gonna absorb 20 grams and the other 80 is gonna get shit out your ass. That's not how it works. The body absorbs all the protein. It absorbs every single gram that's consumed. However, only some of those grams go towards muscle building. The others get used for, as I've written here, no, I've not written it, but the others get used for other functions of protein that the body needs. If you want to know what the functions of protein that the body needs are, check out episode number 2 where we talk about macronutrients. So, like I said, it will absorb all the protein you eat. However, only some of it will go towards muscle building. Now, research has shown that if you were to eat all of your protein in one single sitting, only a quarter will be used for muscle building and the other 75% will be used for other functions, right? This is then why I recommend 4 meals a day with a quarter of your protein in each meal, so that when you eat that meal, it's a quarter of the total protein, which means 100% of that protein in that meal will get absorbed. And then if you repeat that again another 3 times in the day, you're gonna allow for the greatest percent of total protein intake to be consumed, to be absorbed for muscle building purposes. And the fourth point I wanna talk about is fats need to be lower in your pre-workout meal. Now, remember how I said, I don't want you to be overthinking this? Here's why. Because now that you've learned that fats need to be lower in the pre-workout meal because they're slower absorbing and fats aren't a good source of energy, check out episode number 1 and number 2 where we talk about that. I don't want you to start overthinking and start thinking, oh fuck, I've just eaten a lot of fats and now I need to go train. My workout's gonna be so bad and it's not gonna go well, That's gonna be a limiting belief. And this is why I'm kind of hesitant to even share this information, because I don't want any of you to think that you must go out on an arm and a leg just to make sure that you don't eat fats before you train, It's never that big of an issue. Remember, meal timing only has a 10% effect size. So if your pre-workout meal consists of a high amount of fats, your workout's not gonna suffer as much as you probably think it will. And it's always the belief that kills you. So if you eat fats before training and then you go training and you know and you think and you convince yourself and you believe that it's gonna be a shit workout, it's gonna be a shit workout. So always remember, the key thing from this video is that meal timing is never that greatly important and that greatly impactful on your muscle building goals. But if you know these little nifty tricks and if you're in total 100% control of the meals you eat, i.e. you're not eating from a canteen where you can't choose the meals or someone else is cooking for you, then if you can, try have less fats in the pre-workout meal and more fats during periods of inactivity such as work or sleep. But if you can't do that, don't worry too much, because at the end of the day, it's only a 10% effect size. As long as you get your calories and your macros right, you'll be good to go. That's everything for today's video, bro. Quick video about meal timings, when we should eat, when we should not eat, all that good stuff. If I'm on your screen right now, then I've kept your interest somehow. Leave a comment down below. Get your hands on my free Hypertrophy program, first thing in the description. I love you, bro. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one.